All right, Dan, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about shoulder orientation. With just a little bit of attentiveness, you get some amount of injury prevention, much more strength and leverage, and generally, essentially free reach, which also has the happy benefit of increasing tension on footholds.
So what is the actual technique we're talking about?
Great question. So this is sort of a two-part technique. The first part is to bias towards your control hand. You have essentially three options. One is to load your shoulders and hands evenly, which is typically good for walking your feet around. Or I can bias a little bit towards one hand or the other hand. And it's essentially always best to bias a little bit towards your control hand, which is going to be the one that's doing the pulling, as opposed to your moving hand, which is going towards the target. This is going to give you a kind of safer and stronger position, so you'll be less likely to injure your shoulder, but it'll also give you much more leverage and strength through the pulling arm. It's actually super easy to see if you want to play with a cable machine or do some pull-ups, but try pulling down in like this versus pulling back almost as far as you can behind you. I recommend not with a ton of weight again to avoid injuries, but much stronger in here, much smoother pulling, much better power generation. It's just better for almost everybody, almost always. So slightly biased towards the control hand. Second part is now this sort of rotation, but you always want to be thinking about trying to point the line of your shoulders towards whatever hand you're traveling to. So this should be going from the control hand towards the target hold. In a lot of cases, especially with a more front-on body position, this is fairly visually obvious as you're just kind of trying to travel up and towards the hand. Now, saying this out loud, hopefully it's fairly obvious, but you'll see a lot of cases, especially when when your shoulders are biased away from your control hand. So if I'm like rocking up on a foot and I'm pointing away, traveling towards the hand that I'm trying to grab, a consequence most of the time is also that the shoulder will drop. So we tend to get stuck like this, or we're unable to get good reach. Even if it's sort of pointing in the right direction, but we're still sort of turned away, we're still shorted. But as soon as I think about like looking back at this hand, naturally it's gonna drive my knee and it's gonna roll my shoulders, and suddenly I get like a huge amount more reach, essentially up to the width of your shoulders additional reach with very little additional strength cost.
So should everyone really be doing this all the time?
Pretty much, yes. This is as close to 100% rule as I am aware of or have encountered in climbing. As with all things, there are some extremely rare exceptions, and if you can come up with a situation where you think for a specific reason you should be doing something else, you can try it. But I would say that basically all climbers for basically all moves, basically all of the time, should be trying to obey these two sort of like shape rules. So always want to be biased towards your control hand, and you essentially always want to be moving your shoulders at least towards the direction of whatever hand you're going towards. If you're interested in some more personalized coaching, check out our website at hoopersbeta.com/coaching. And remember that if you've unfortunately run into any new little tweaks or niggles, we have the recovery blueprint up and available for anyone who needs it. Also, as a reminder for any San Diego-based climbers, if you come and check out Flux, you get a 10% discount if you mention Hoopers Beta. And finally, if you want more content like this, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.